Hey y'all, I'm Amber. If this is your first time visiting me, if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome back. Happy to see you. Today I have a quick classroom tour. I have been in the process of revamping my room, and I am going to continue revamping it probably throughout the rest of the year. So I'll do a final classroom walkthrough probably towards the middle of May. But one of the things that I pride myself on doing is creating new and different environments and not just sticking to the same thing. So for the beginning half of the year, my room was all Disney, 100% Disney. Now I'm getting more so into the tropical vibes of Disney, and I am adding some additional things. So not necessarily the tropical vibes of Disney, because it's not going to be all Disney. Actually, it's more subtle Disney. But I am still going to have my Disney prevalent in my classroom, but I also wanted more tropical things, and you'll understand why I chose the tropical theme in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. Upon entering my classroom, this is the view you get. This is the table that students know to come pick up their work. So I'm going to walk around the room as if I am one of them. So pick up and turn in your work here. So I have 3 blocks. I'm double blocked, fortunately. So they'll pick up their work here. We're doing a News ELA article. A lot of my students left their work in here yesterday. I don't know whose stuff that is, but this table is usually clean and clear. I do have one student that sits back here. She's autistic and she gets preferential seating, and she prefers to sit by herself away from everybody else. So I'm okay with that. On the wall, I have a little text evidence anchor chart. This is the Disney of my room that is still left. And so it says the future of the world, if this world, I'm sorry, is in my classroom. Got some little Disney posters up there. And then I have my goal trackers so that my students are able to see how much they have truly grown and how much work we still need to do in order to reach our goals. As we can see, my middle block, whew, they dang near there now. The rest of us, we are almost there, so I'm still very hopeful that we're going to meet our goals. I don't know who keeps knocking over my Olaf, but my students seem to be obsessed with knocking Olaf over. There we go. Now he feels better about himself. So I am in the process of organizing and reorganizing and reorganizing my books. So they're over there. I will fix that later. This, for the most part, stays organized. And this is my library. So on top is where I put my emergency PTO plans. I have some decorative tissue boxes that a couple of students caught themselves breaking into, as well as my niece, because she saw Minnie Mouse and she thought it was hers. Anyway, so I have my little book buddies up here. I have my big books. Most of them are Disney books. Some of them are like comic books. So I have those there. When students borrow books, I've noticed that I don't like how they put them back on my bookshelves. So I have them put their books back here. And then for the most part, I'll take you shelf by shelf to see like how the books are organized. So up close, here are my big book bins. Here are my sweet little book buddies. On this shelf is my Click series. I don't have all of the Click books, but I am working on getting the rest. So I have them stacked neatly there. These are my realistic fiction books. I am also in the process of changing these out for some more tropical labels. Since my classroom is tropical, the books are color-coded for realistic fiction. And then it goes into the historical fiction and nonfiction, which comes down. And again, this is in color order. And then picking up here is science fiction. I don't have a lot of science fiction. That just does not seem to be something that really appeals to a lot of my students, but they're color-coded nonetheless. Let me bring you up here. So up here are all Disney books for the most part. So let me take that lie back. Okay, up to here are all Disney books. And then these are the Divergent series, as we can see in the P.S. I Still Love You series, Laura Jean. I thought that my students would be so super excited about the series because of the Netflix show, but I had one student check out the book. But I'm not complaining because I've been wanting to read them, so now I'm not going to feel bad about taking them home. And as soon as I do, they're going to ask me about it, I guarantee. Anyway, so this level of books is all movies or TV shows. So there are books that have inspired movies or have become movies, and or they are TV shows. So I have that here. Moving all the way down, I have some books that I was given, that were left behind by the previous ELA teacher, whose class I came in to fill. So I have those. I will be taking those labels off and redoing it. That is the series of Unfortunate Events books. Again, not really something that my students seem to be interested in, but I still have them there nonetheless. The Twilight series, they have kind of gotten over this whole vampire thing in Vampire Diaries. So they're not necessarily interested in checking out these books. However, I still have them. They're nostalgia for me because when I was their age, I was reading this series and loving it. And then over here, I have some more fiction books that are waiting for my time and attention to be able to reorganize them. And please excuse my voice. I am fighting a cold. I am very congested. I just took some decongestant and it has not kicked in just yet. Anyway, this is my teacher cabinet. Up there are my students' writing folders. I keep them with me because they never know when I need them. And I never know sometimes when I'll need them until I need them. So I have them with me always. Then I have some little inspirational quotes on my cabinet. No student is allowed in my cabinet unless I give them permission. And 9 times out of 10, I am not giving them permission because there are very sacred, confidential things in here. So they have no need to be in my cabinet, period. Anyway, I'll start from the top. I have already started folding up any of the posters that was from my wall that I am no longer using. So I have them in the back of the cabinet. I have some extra copies of work up here. We're going to be doing an escape room on Friday in order to prepare for our exam. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have a Disney Family Feud game box that I keep telling my kids will be able to play. My first aid kit and some block letters that I had in my window, but I have taken down because they seem to have never been able to stay up. I have some extra supplies, so dry erase markers, glue sticks. As we can see, I'm changing out my labels. So here are the extras that I take off. I need to make one for the STAR gifts. I am a STAR tested course, and if you don't know what STAR is, that means typically that you are probably not from Texas or have never taught in Texas or have never learned in Texas. But anyway, STAR is the Texas standardized test. So I have been gathering pencils, highlighters, and I will get them probably some peppermints and a little snack in order to help prepare them for their assessments in April. So I will have that for them. I am giving one to every single student. I have 80 students, so I have been collecting the supplies. I have everything except for the candy and the snack. They'll get that later. Anyway, sticky notes, color pencils, markers. Some of the supplemental texts that we have already finished reading are in here. We have already read 4 of the 6 books that we are going to be reading. Next, we're going to be reading Night. We just finished reading To Kill a Mockingbird. Down here are some extra books that are like child books. So I'm going to put those in the Disney book box that my niece and I share. They're all Disney books. These are previous resources from when I taught Malcolm X. And then these are task cards that I'm going to be giving my students. For Night, I am going to give them one of these, and this is going to be the person that they're assigned to be. So as we read through Night, I'm going to let them know what their fate is. I have some extra juices that I've been meaning to give away, some extra pens and pencils. Again, more pens and pencils, extra notebooks, extra paper, Sharpies. Can never have too many if you ask me. Down here I have some extra teacher bags because sometimes I need to carry a little bit more stuff home. And then we are going to be ending the year reading Romeo and Juliet. So I have all of the books that I need for my students as well as mine. And then in my haul, I showed this graphic novel edition of Romeo and Juliet. This is the No Fear Shakespeare version, in which the graphic novel was actually created from. I have my Lysol, plenty of Germex, or hand sanitizer as I like to call it, plenty of tissue. We go through tissue here lately fairly quickly. Until maybe January, we didn't make a dent in this tissue. Everybody has been so sick lately. The flu has been going around. And then I have some start literature. So that is my cabinet. Anyway, this is my writing wall. We don't do a lot of writing in 8th grade. That is more of the focus of 7th and 9th grade in Texas. But I still have the writing process up there for them. Some comma rules, proofreading tools, because I like to use these quick tools when I'm correcting their essays, so I don't have to write everything out. They'll figure it out for themselves. Hey guys, my Disney characters. So here's some more books that I have labeled, and of course I am still in the process of changing out the labels. Comics and graphic novels here. This is actually about to become a fiction bin, so I can take you off. Thank you. This is a Holocaust bin because, like I said, we're about to read Night, and Night is actually over the Holocaust, so I have some of my Holocaust books here. Sarah Dessen, I love her. Gossip Girl, love that series. Disney Kingdom Keepers, I'm putting this series here. I am actually in the process of acquiring the rest of the books. I believe that there are 3 more that I need. I'm gonna go ahead and order them so that I can have them all. Pretty Little Liars, same. I think I'm missing maybe about 4 more of the books. I'm gonna go ahead and get them. My Disney villains. I have a student that checked out one of the books, and then I have one of these books at home. So, and then I'm missing a couple more too. Well, by missing, I mean I need to order it. My Serena Valentine villains, and some very short Disney books for when they really don't feel like reading anything too long. They can grab one of these books and call it a day. My window. Hey outside. Anyway. So another window, dictionaries and index cards. My poster, before you speak, listen, before you react, pause, and before you act, think. My girls, Minnie and Daisy. Anyway, these are the growth mindset posters. Their levels of understanding. They can give me a 1 to a 5 of how much they're understanding. And our class pledge. We pledge to focus. This is my happy work wall. I am currently in the middle of grading because we are about to turn over into a new 6 weeks. So I am looking forward to putting more work up there, and we're breezing into 9th grade. I want my students to be able to feel confident knowing that we're about to get ready to transition to high school, and I don't want them to stress and freak out because they have standardized testing. I want them to see life as a breeze. We're now breezing through the rest of 8th grade, and we're breezing into 9th grade. The race to restate, answer, cite, and explain when answering a question. All of our dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. I have that Mickey poster. I have some more growth mindset posters that are on the board or above the board. And then I have a dictionary that is out of place, and I hate when my students do that, but it is what it is. Some reading quotes underneath the board. I have this beautiful Holocaust book that is up here on my board because I want to be able to show some of the pictures and paint the scene of what the Holocaust is and like why it's so significant for us to still study it today. And then a little Disney in this class poster that I had printed up. Read the directions and directly you will be directed in the right direction. You can get so much accomplished as a student if you read the directions, and this is what I try to get them to understand. Anyway, some more growth mindset posters, my growth mindset wall that I'm actually about to go ahead and change out. So towards the end of maybe spring break or whatever the case may be, I'll be finished with what I will have. So I will do an updated end of the year classroom. I'm always changing my mind, so my room is always changing. Anyway, does your sentence have swag? Believe it or not, we still struggle, it seems like, with writing incomplete sentences and answering questions in complete sentences. So I have this up here just to remind them. Your sentence needs to have some swag, okay? Thanks. Our bell schedule, My students have already pointed out how much of an eyesore this is, that I have one very pretty bell schedule and the other is like not as cute. So I am going to go ahead and get that done today. I have my my alma mater flag, Houston Baptist University. And this is my Little Miss Brooks corner. This is for me and me only. Please don't touch anything on my board. It's what I sweetly tell my students. Love you so much. Just don't touch anything over here. All right, great. And then last but not least is our incredible class banner bulletin board. I made this after Minnie Mouse. It did not come out the way I envisioned. I actually wanted to have little ruffles and fluff and all of that. It's fine. I'm actually about to redo this whole thing anyway to fit into my Disney Tropical. It's what I'm going to give my theme. So it's going to be changed anyway. But anyway, we're an incredible class. I am going to be moving this poster because that does not necessarily fit into my Disney Tropical. But it's cool. I'll find somewhere for it. All right. And then this is where students can pick up work if they're absent or if they have any corrections that they need to make, then they can get that form there, make corrections and improve their grade. This calendar is super outdated. Oh, excuse me. So I am going to take that down. That is the reality of being a teacher, ladies and gentlemen. We do not always have the most updated things. Sorry. Anyway, so here's my desk area from this direction. That little card is where I keep my extra supplies. And then I have a Mickey Mouse card that I got for my birthday last year from one of my friends. I have my Disney Wisdom Dumbo. Anyway, we're going to be doing an escape room like I said on Friday, so I have those supplies in my desk drawer. I have this Lion King poster, the little rug that is underneath my desk, and the bin that is holding our next books, which is Night. And then I have a lot of grading that I need to catch up on, but you know how we do. We find other things to do. We should be grading. Anyway. So thank you for joining me in my classroom tour. I'm super excited to be able to change things around and update the updated classroom tour for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be informed every time that I make an upload. I'm super excited to get more so closer to the end of the year, and I'm super excited to be adding more Disney content and especially more teacher content that is especially relevant to me because I spend 5 of the 7 days of my week teaching, standing in front of students. That is my passion, that is my joy, and I look forward to continuing in what makes me happy, and that is being with my students and teaching through the good and the bad. And now I'm rambling on. So I will see you next time, and I hope that you have a magical day.